Hello everyone, welcome to KD Farrell Poop Kitchens. And first of all, I would like to thank to my viewers and to those who subscribe to my channel. And today I'm going to show you how to bake the holiday macarons. So we're going to do peppermint flavored macaron and the chocolate ganache vanilla macarons. So it's kind of funny because my patients gave this to me and I was like, you know what, I'm going to make the peppermint macarons. I'm going to show you guys, and hopefully with my video very detailed step by step will help you overcome this finicky cookies here, and you can make it and then give it to your neighbor and friends. So alright, let's get started. Okay, alright, let's get started with our macarons here. We're gonna start with our egg whites here. So this egg white has been aged out for like a day, and we're gonna put in about 92 grams of our egg white in to our KitchenAids here, and we're gonna let it run for 3.5 minutes. So throughout the video I'm gonna show you tell you the time and the speed to help guide you. And so let's put at about 4 here. So 3.5 minutes. So let it get started with the egg whites here, because we don't want to run it right at the like high speed, because we don't want to slowly breaking down the egg white. So, and in the meantime, so we can measure it out 80 grams of the granulated sugar, and I got here about 125 grams of confection sugar and 125 grams of the almond flours. If you know that's very not as smooth, you can grind it in the food processor for like a few pulses, so that way it gives that smooth surface on our macarons. So I'm gonna mix this in here, combine the two. And I'm gonna put this aside. We're gonna blend it later. We need the big bowl here. So once our egg white starting to bubbles up about 3.5 minutes, we then will increasing our speed to 4 and 5, and we're gonna add in about 1/8 teaspoon of the cream tartar to stabilize our egg white, so we can prepare it. First here, and set it down, and we will need the peppermint flavor for our shell. I'm gonna do about 3 drops of the peppermints here. And we will need about, we're gonna need to get a deep red color. I also use a red color as well, the powder forms. And also we will need the gel color. So we're gonna add in our cream tartar now, since all those bubbles are forming. About 3 minutes and 30 seconds in. We're gonna go ahead and add it and increase our speed to 6 and 7. So about 6, 7, we're gonna add in our sugar here. So at 4 minutes 30 seconds, we're gonna add in half of sugar, and increasing our speed to speed 6 for another minute. We're going to increase our speed to speed 8. We add the rest of the sugar. For another minute. Alright, so we're going to increase our speed 10, the highest speed, for another 30 seconds before we add in our colors. Okay, I think our color ready. So I'm using about 2 drops of the gel color and about half a teaspoon of the red colors here. Seems like a lot. To give that like a deep red color. So now we're gonna add in our drops, food color gel. 1, 2. Turn it off a little bit because you don't want to add the powder in when it's running oil. It's going to splash everywhere. So I'm using about 1/2 teaspoon of the red powder. Here using the Chef Master powder food colors. I'm going to add in here. We're going to put back to speed 10 for another minutes and we're going to check our peak. Alright, I'm gonna show you the difference if it's a stiff peak or it's a soft peak. So for macaron, we're trying to establish a sharp peak. So after 1 minute here, let me show you. So this is pretty sharp. So this is good. So we let it run for that 1 minute. So very sharp. Like very pointy, so this is perfect for our macarons. So you don't want like a hook, but we want like a very stiff peak. So this is perfect. So we're gonna get it out. All right. Oh yeah, don't forget to put in your peppermint flavor. Just 3 drops. I forgot to show it earlier. So just put in about the time when you put in your food color. You can go ahead and drop in your peppermint flavor or your other flavor that you like vanilla extract if you do a different flavor. So don't forget that. So I'm gonna transfer in our, so they say if it doesn't drop on you, it's perfect too, so you can test it out, like you can do this. Okay, I'm just kidding. Let's not mess it up. I'm gonna put it here and put it there. So this is also a very important part as well. So now we got the pick, a sharp pick already. So the important is the folding, okay? So I'm gonna show you the way to fold to make sure that we will have no brick shell and also with the hollowness as well. So let's start. I'm gonna add in like, I'm gonna divide like 3 parts. So I'm gonna do about 4 spoons. And give this like the shift here. So you wanna like go like a J shape here. So we go down and under, go down and under, and fold in your flour here, so the macaron stage. So under and in. So you're gonna go down and under, and down, under, down and under. So like a J. So I'm clean it up here a little bit here. And then now all the fold in, we're going to add more in. So the second part, about the 4 spoons here. This big lumps there that I didn't get things, so that's what we filtered out, shift it out. So we're going to go down and under and fold it in down. And just take your time here. Make sure everything is blended in. So down and under and fold it in. So I'm gonna do the last part here. Just dump it in here. Make sure we got everything. Okay. Yeah, there's some lumps there. So if you have, like I mentioned earlier, you have a lot of, like, you know, lumps, hard, big almond flour, you can put in a food processor and give us a few pulls here. So usually the Costco brand I usually use pretty good, but there was a few. So continue to fold in your flour, so down and under and down and under. When you see all the flour combined, and then you can start a second step. So I'm going to use this here too. All right, so it looks like it's all combined it in. So let's clean up on our bowl a little bit here. So I can smell the peppermints from this already. Smell good. Okay, now the second step is we're going to burst the bubble out. So we're gonna splash it on the wall here. So we just use the corner here, and then you're just gonna do like this, like paint the wall. Use your string and push it. Push it. You can hear that bubble like bursting. So just once you paint all the wall side, you're going to do like this to gather it up here, form like a ball, like this. And you're going to do another one here. I usually do 3 or 4 times, depend. So when it's we don't want to get too runny, we don't want to overfold. So I usually check after the third one. I'm trying to do very detailed here so then you can have an idea instead of fasting forward, because this is a very important step. So I'm going to do one more time. Continue to paint the wall. You know it's ready when it starts to going down on its own, but there's a way to check it. So okay, now you form a ball. We're gonna check see how it's run. So if it's dropping like an A shape, like a ribbon, like, you know it's ready. So it's kind of how it take a little bit while to drop, so you can do another one. So we're gonna do here. All right, how pretty it is. So now it's all painted. So we can check here. So it's easier now. So it's dropping down faster. So this is ready. This is perfect for us. So we're going to transfer into our popping bags. So we're going to need the cups here to help us. And we will need the popping bags, and so I'm using the article 804 piping tips here, so you have like a round circle, or you can also use Wilton 2A that give you that round tips here. That's what we're using. So I'm gonna already cut the end. I'm gonna put it in here. I'm going to twist it so we prevent it from the batter from going down before we want it to. I'm going to put in here and ta-da! Okay, so we're going to put in here. Get all of it in. It can get messy. Okay. So I'm gonna put it in here and push it, and there it is. We're gonna put it aside, and let's put the stuff away so we can pipe it. Okay. So we're gonna pipe our macaron here. So when we pipe, we're going to give it a few taps here on the table to get the bubble out, and then help flatten out our macaron a little bit here. So we're gonna try to clear out our top here. It looks pretty smooth. Alright, so after finish piping them, and then we smooth out the top surface a little bit, we're going to let it air dry for about 20 minutes or so, so give and take. You're gonna touch a little bit on top here. If it's already dry to the touch, it doesn't stick into your finger, then it's good to go into the oven. So I do recommend to have an oven thermometer. I'm using a Therma Pro, so I put the probe inside to measure temperature. Yikes, that's not good. Okay, look like we ruined one. That's okay. Okay, so I'm using a Therma Pro to measure the temperature inside. So I'm trying to use it at 291 Fahrenheit for about 14 minutes when we put in our macaron into the oven here, and I'm using the second to the bottom shelf. But before that air dry, I'm going to put some sprinkle of the sugar here on top here for some, to give it that Christmas crystal like. So put some in here. And we're gonna leave some so we can draw on it, or should I say give it some snowflakes, hopefully. Okay, so I'm gonna leave it at that. and I'm gonna let it air dry. Alright, so here you go, here, some sprinkle. Okay, I'm gonna let it air dry. In the meantime, we're gonna do our filling. So I'm gonna show you how to do the chocolate ganache for our vanilla macarons, okay? So let's get started. Alright, so we're gonna make the chocolate ganache for our vanilla macarons. So the white ones, we can do snowman on it. So we will need about 220 grams of the semi-sweet chocolate, and I like to use this brand here. And if you have the brand that you prefer, you can also use that here. So it's about 220 grams, and then we will use about 175 milliliter of the heavy whipping cream. And I used about half a tablespoon here to add to our chocolate ganache. It's not very common that you would do so, but it will help give that glossy look for our ganache. So I'm going to put in here, and I'm going to give it about a minute to warm up the milk so we can add into our chocolate here. So I'm going to put the microwave here. So look like our Alright, so after a minute, I'm going to give it a stir. Once the butter melted, I know it's hot enough for our chocolate here. So let's give it it warming up. So let's go ahead and pour it in. The butter's melted. I'm gonna let it sit for like maybe 30 seconds here. Let it kind of like mix it in itself to warm it up before we give it a stir. So it's easier for us to stir it up here. So I'm gonna leave it 30 seconds here. Alright, so we're gonna give it a stir now, so it's kind of melted here. Smooth here, so it look very smooth here, so we're going to let it cool down before we can pipes. So you need to come together. It looks very glossy, very smooth, and that's what we want. Okay, so I'm gonna put this here and I'm gonna let it cool down, and in the meantime we're gonna start our peppermint sweet buttercream filling. Yay! Okay, put this aside. Okay, all right, so let's check on the macaron here. So it's a little bit, it's drying now, so nothing on my finger, so I'm gonna put into our oven. Okay, and let's set our temperature to 14 minutes. Alright guys, so this is our macaron here. So it just came out of the oven. It's cooled down for about like 15 minutes or so. So I'm gonna show you how it turned out. So we have a very smooth bottom here, and the feet here as well high, and then remember the one that we sprinkle on top, it came out like very beautifully, and then smooth bottom here, and also like see our little feet here. So I'm going to pipe our filling that we already prepared for. So I'm going to put this aside here. I'm going to start off filling. So let's do that here. So we're gonna match our macaron here so that we can pipe on. All right, so I just lined them up so we can pipe. But first, let's go ahead and get our filling here. So the chocolate ganache we prepared earlier, now we're gonna transfer into the piping bags here. So let's get our piping bags and put it in here. Okay, we're going to put into a cup. So we want it to be in this consistency, so that way it won't drip. So this will be piping into our white macaron here. Put that aside. So this is our chocolate ganache for our white macarons, and we're gonna do our peppermints here. So this one here is the sweet buttercream meringue that I already prepared. So it takes some time to prepare this one, and so if you interested in this one, you can look for my video of the sweet buttercream meringue. So I'm going to use some of it for our peppermints here. So you can store in the fridge, and then once you need it, you can take it out, let it cool down to room temp, and then you're going to whip it again. So I'm just going to use just some, because I won't be needing a lot for the peppermints here. So I'm going to use some of it only. So you can save this one for other flavor that you're interested. Okay, so you can check out more of my videos for more flavored. Or if you have any question, just comment below and I can help you or answer any question you have. So I'm just going to let it run a little bit here. At medium speed, and we're going to use the peppermint flavors. We're going to add into our meringue here. So for like a quarter of our batch, I'm using about half a teaspoon of peppermints here. Add it in. And you can smell it already. So half a teaspoon is good. You can increase the speed here to blend all in, and then we're going to prepare our piping bags. Okay. I'm going to use this here. Again, I'm just using the article, the same one that we used to pipe the macarons. I like that big circle on underneath here. Alright, you can turn it off here. Alright, and let's see, he give us a taste here. Definitely tasting peppermint. So if you like more, you can add more in. So maybe like 1 teaspoonful instead of half a teaspoon. But I think half is good enough because we're going to add the real peppermint flake in that I grinded out earlier. So we're going to add everything in here. It's so smooth, guys. It's like, look how smooth the buttercream is, the Swiss buttercream. So I prefer this over the buttercream. It just tastes better, but it takes more time to do it. So I'm going to put this aside here. And that is our fill. So for the white, we want to use the chocolate ganache. So I'm going to pipe it in here. For macaron, you want to make sure that you pipe in. So like I mentioned, for the filling, you want to make sure you fill it enough where it will, when you put down the other shell, the filling will be expand out to the whole edge of it. So that's how macaron should have. So in there. All right, and then this one. Make a boo-boo on this one. I was talking and I concentrated. We'll put this aside here. You know what? Let's pipe our peppermints in here. Ah, that's beautiful. That is my sweet buttercream. Okay. So that's on this one. I'm gonna get another batch. This is the very one here. And for our white, it's gonna be the chocolate ganache. Let's go ahead. Alright, that looks beautiful here. So what are we doing with our peppermints? So I grind some peppermints and we are going to sprinkle on top. Alright, so this is from the sugar cane, the peppermint cane that I got from my patients. And then I grind it out and then we're going to sprinkle on top of ours. So give it a sprinkle. Sprinkle. So for sure, each and every bite into this macarons, you will have that crunchies from this peppermint here, and that flavor cannot miss out. The flavor. Get some sprinkle. Okay, two here. Maybe some powder. All right, so that looks beautiful here. Now, bring the camera closer. Hold on here. So we're gonna put them together here. And as we put together, you will see the filling is right at the edge of our macarons. So this is how the macarons should be. At least that's what I read. So how beautiful that is. Gorgeous. Okay.
look I have it. It's the holiday macarons. I got some reindeer here and snowman here. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and hopefully that you will be able to successfully baking this macaron as well. And like I said, if you have any question, please comment below and I'll try to answer my best to your questions. And if you like my channel, please subscribe so I can make more videos for you. So until then, see you next time. Bye bye.